Hello there, camera that I put there and then turned on. Welcome to NHL Storytime, where I run through fun little tidbit stories of the NHL. Some of these you may know, some of these you may not. This one, it's fallen in the obscure section, so get strapped in for some fun. This one is a good one that involves a team being new to the NHL, killing a mascot. So the Penguins joined the league in 1967. I think most of us all know that. They just celebrated their 50-year anniversary. In 1968, well before we had to deal with whatever the hell this thing is, the Penguins left off with their mascot. His name was Pete, and he was a penguin. Now I know you're thinking it was a guy dressed up as a penguin. No. McGregor, the owner at the time of the Penguins, wanted to have a live penguin come out during games. So, on loan from the zoo, he got an African penguin that was born in Ecuador. He was all cute. He came out for his first game on February the 21st in 1968 against the Boston Bruins. And he waddled out on a little harness, and he looked all cute and stuff. And the 7 people that actually rocked up to the games at the Penguins at the start there, they weren't very good. Were enthralled by the live penguin coming out and waddling around. Now again, nowadays we deal with horrendous mascots with this that hit people, and they look horrendous. But this was family wholesome fun. Family fun! And so during the off-season, back in the day, the players didn't really train too much. I mean, that's what training camp was for, just to shed those few kilos. But old little Petey was busy learning a new skill. See, McGregor had a lovely idea that coming out onto the ice, the penguin would skate himself. So CCM, the brand, custom-made skates for him. You can't fucking make this up. You can't make this shit up. And then someone from the University of Pittsburgh taught him how to skate. It had its own little issues. Here's the quote from McGregor in regards to making him skates. Penguins have leg deformities that require careful construction, almost counterintuitive of the hockey shoe. He explained at the time, they're pigeon-toed, bow-legged, weak-ankled, and knee-knocked. Doesn't sound like something you should be making a skate for, McGregor, but who cares? It's the 60s, and animal rights don't really exist yet. Or female rights. Or human being rights that aren't rich white people. His skating lessons didn't go very well either, as, well, penguins don't really stay upright and he kept wanting to jump on his belly, so they had to go with the harness for the next 6 games when the season started off for the 1968-69 season. Yeah, I said 69, that's funny. It's a nice number, that's funny. The reason why they had to do the harness was to keep him upright, so he actually walked. It's all cute and stuff. Also, outside of the harness, sometimes when they didn't want him to walk, he rode on the Zamboni. How cute is that? Oh, I just want to eat him. So after his 6th game of the season, they dropped him off at the zoo as because it's his home. Like, McGregor wasn't taking him home with him, or he wasn't just running around the igloo. He was actually, being cared for at the zoo. Which makes this even more perplexing that no one, showed anyone, how to care for this animal, and it really shows, just how bad this shit was 50 years ago. So the penguin, the next day woke up really sick, and, the zoo people were like, well, that's not good, let's take him to one of those vet peoples. And anyway, so they called McGregor up and they said, hey, we have some bad news, the penguin has pneumonia. McGregor was like, what? So it's an African penguin, so they don't deal too well with ice. So yeah, they were covering him up with blankets in between periods, and then, he didn't really want to be that hot, and so they would, overheat him, and then he would then go out on ice so he'd be cold again, and apparently that temperature regulation gave him pneumonia. The media who did pick on the NHL team, they weren't very good to start off with. It was a football town, so they really did love to bag out the Penguins, which is funny now, you can't really imagine Pittsburgh without a hockey team there. Especially with everything that's going on, Lemieux saving it, the Cups with Crosby. You just can't imagine the Penguins not being there. But yeah, back then it was, it was a funny thing that you could just write about. And so the media loved the fact that their mascot was dying of pneumonia, who was a penguin. So they ran story after story after story. And yeah, the penguin was meant to die in a day or two. And he lasted almost 2 weeks before dying of pneumonia, which is so sad. So due to the fact that, the 9 fans that were rocking up, they amassed 2 fans since the 7 fans, since they love Pete so much, McGregor had the idea of going to the taxidermist, stuffing him, and showing him out on display for everyone to see when they came in that they murdered a penguin. And there was a few complaints about it, so they were going to take it down, and when they went to go take it down, it was gone. So someone stole it, and now no one knows where Pete is. They reckon, McGregor reckons that, you know, the people would have just thrown it in the dumpster, but if an animal rights group, like, took him, that would be like their mascot of, like, you know, anti-animal cruelty. Like, they would have that. It's got to be somewhere. I so want to know where this penguin is. If anyone is watching this and they know of, like, please just reach out in the comments, because when I read this story and then watched a video on it, a small video, I was like, what do you mean they don't know where the penguin is? Like, is it just in some, like, shop somewhere and no one knows that that's Pete, and it's just like, oh, you can buy a stuffed penguin, and it's Petey this whole time. It even gets better because, I mean, you know, in the 60s, again, they really didn't care about animals. They got another penguin and called him Repeat, and he lasted a whole season, so he didn't end up dying, and they didn't make him wear the CCM skates because they abandoned that. But yeah, it'd come out in the Zamboni, and the zoo were fine to loan them another penguin again. Fucking... like, who works at the zoo is like, well, you killed the first penguin, but sure, you have another penguin. What are you going to name him? Repeat. Repeat. They really destroyed this penguin's life. Like, they killed it, stuffed it, and then called the next one Repeat. Anyway, now the penguins have a mascot called Iceberg, which I believe isn't made of, like, it's not like the penguins in Madagascar stacking themselves in the costume so they can get out. Although that should be in the movie. That just makes perfect sense now. I just wrote Madagascar 4 or 5, whatever the hell they're up to now. I just wrote it for them. I wrote it how the penguins do it. They go to a Penguins game, they dress in the Iceberg costume, and they book out. No, it's some dude. So that's been there since the 80s. So that's, yeah. And as far as I know, none of them have died of pneumonia. Oh my god, can you imagine if one of the mascots got pneumonia? I mean, not that he died. He doesn't die, but, like, that would be just fantastic. Anyway, that's the whole story of Petey the Penguin, who died of pneumonia, and then they got another one and called him Repeat. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. Like, you just can't. My favorite thing is they'll try to teach you how to skate, and like in all the interviews before they attempt this, they're like, yeah, like they can't, like, support themselves, and the feet isn't designed for skating. And they just want to dive on their belly. But, like, yeah, we'll figure it out. And of course they don't. Like, it's even in the quotes, they're like, yeah, like, it is so counterintuitive for a skate. And you're like, well, maybe don't do that then. And have him ride, I don't know why they put him in the heart, just ride in the Zamboni, that's amazing. Anyway, guys, that is the whole video. So we're back to making videos again. I'm sorry that I was away for a while. We had tech problems, life got in the way, it happens. If you did like this video, comment down below. Or give me some crazy theories on where Petey the Penguin is. The taxidermied stuffed penguin. Oh man, I want to know where he is. Otherwise, hit the like button. It does help us out. And hit subscribe down below, because once a week you're going to get one of these story times. Otherwise, it'll just be hockey news and maybe rants about the Penguins here and there. I even shaved for the video. Because I look like the homeless person. But I did shave for the video. So that's got to be worth probably nothing, because I should just take better care of myself. Anyway, guys, new podcast coming out in a day or two as well, so keep an eye on for that. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and bye.